Good evening, everyone, and welcome to ASU Hockey YouTube's presentation of Division I men's ice hockey. I'm Brett Vaughn alongside Niall Cooper, and we have another top 25 matchup here in Tempe. It's the number 24th ranked Sun Devils hosting the number 15th ranked University of Utah Utes. And Niall, both of these teams played against each other 2 weekends ago.
They did. In this great state of Utah, both teams played. It was a 1-1 split between the two nights that they played. And ASU came out, we talked to the head coach for Utah before the game tonight, and he was saying that ASU played a very structured, very fast, up-tempo game, which is exactly what we would expect from ASU, and was the reason they were able to get a win on the road.
For Arizona State, they did split on that weekend 1-1. They've been just practicing the last couple of weekends, and for Arizona State and head coach Tate Green, he wants his team to focus on a little bit of the finer details in their game.
Yeah, so far this season it's been a lot of home games for Arizona State, but not as many wins as maybe we would have expected. And with a large road slate pending just around the corner for Arizona State, it's going to be really imperative that they get the finer details tuned out. We saw in the last series against the University of Arizona, the puck breakouts especially was one of the things that they really struggled with. And I think if they can get that shored up tonight, they have a good chance to win.
Folks, puck drop is just a couple of seconds away here on Arizona State Hockey YouTube. And folks, we're just about set to drop the puck here in Tempe for tonight's starting goaltenders for the University of Utah Utes. It's going to be number 32, Patrick O'Donnell. And for Arizona State, still looking for his first one on the season, is number 31, Dawson Rodin. As the puck's in the Arizona State zone. DeBolt for Arizona State, the high chip off the glass from Studioso finds Shaw. Retrieving the puck himself. Gets right into the boards by Paolo. DeBolt sealing the wall on the right side. Just underway in Tempe. Shaw having a little trouble with the puck. He'll come to the other side of the corner. Flirred up to the point. Keeping it in is Kruk, but his pass gets taken away by the Utes. Back checking on the play with Studioso, and Utes can only advance it to the neutral zone. Puck out in front, as that was a juicy rebound from O'Connell, and coming off the bench was Connor Tillman, but he was obstructed by a defenseman from Utah, or else that would have been probably 1-0 Sun Devils. Jovial Milik chips it out of his own zone and will go for a change. The veteran for Arizona State, Zach Kowalchuk, skating out with the puck. Chip off the high glass, goes up and out of play. Draw will be in to the neutral zone. Won by the Utes. Wyatt Light couldn't get past Clayton Lackey. They have to retrieve the puck in their own zone. Palmer for Arizona State bats it down. Almost taken away on the D-to-D interception was Tillman, but he was just a little too late to react. Sun Devils go D-to-D. Chip touch by Lackey negates the icing. Utes nicely are able to get out of their own end and come in with speed. Landa Kusick for Utah just gets a soft shot on, and Rodin's able to clear the danger out. He has to retrieve it back behind his net once more to defenseman Hosworth, and Sun Devils trying to settle the puck down. McGrath to Lackey. It's a 3-on-2. Porter dropping it back to Lackey. Lackey snapshot, he scores! Clayton Lackey gets his first goal of the season, and it's an early 1-0 lead.
And Brett, that's exactly the kind of start that you want from Arizona State. Just a quick 2.5 minutes in, and you get that top line going. Clayton Lackey, we've been looking for him to produce so far this season. The speed's been there, the skill's been there, and the puck luck was just not quite there the last few weeks. You see a great rush right here by Damon Porter, takes it right up the middle, drops that pass, and then crashes the net, forcing the D into a tough spot defensively. They get bunched up, and that allows Clayton Lackey to walk in and just absolutely rip that one top cheddar.
Utes try to go back in on the attack. Shot blocked by DeBolt. Centered in front. McGrath is able to sweep it away for Arizona State. Jaron DeBolt, D-to-D with Connor Kruk. Kruk gaining the center ice line and elects for the cross-corner dump. On it first is Edgar. Beats a check. Kylie Ram's new formed line for Arizona State. Ram getting moved up. Edgar, indirect pass to Kruk, winds up and fires one and whistles through. DeBolt keeps it in. Arizona State cycling it now. Edgar, Bobbian's weaving his way through. Cross-ice pass to Kruk and looks to be whistled down as there's a couple players jousting in front.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's an offensive zone penalty coming to the Sun Devils. That's going to the bench is going to be Joey McGrath for a high stick.
Unfortunate for Arizona State. It looked like they were building some momentum off of that early goal, but it's one of those dreaded offensive zone penalties you never want to take.
Yeah, you have to say the energy right now in this building is really good. This is something we haven't seen out of the gate. The Sun Devils so far this year have been slow starters, but tonight a great opportunity early to showcase the penalty kill that's really helped them stay in some games and right now can help them keep that lead.
Utah gets their first opportunity of the weekend to work on the man advantage. Palmer's clear, just gets kept in by the skate of Dylan Dix, and the Utes will try and control it. Dix, the top of the key to Landa Kusick on the right side. Landa Kusick, one of the more skilled players on this Utes team, as he sends that one in front. Rebound in front. Kowalczuk's there, able to stop it with the stick. Hoffenkamp finds a stick of Jet Larson. Larson fighting his way through. Puck up in the air. O'Donnell's able to freeze it, but no whistle as the Utes try to play quick. Dix feeling some heat, so the Utes try to work it out the other side. It'll find Landa Kusick. Hits the brakes, waiting for his teammates to get in their spots. Dix can't handle the puck. Landa Kusick having some trouble handling with it as well. Kowalczuk steeples him to the boards. Mickle gives it to Dix. Point shot misses wide of Rodin, and Palmer dumps it all the way down, and the Sun Devils will finish off their change.
A good aggressive penalty kill so far from Arizona State. You saw the Utes really had to work to break that puck and get in the offensive zone just a minute ago as they almost got intercepted in the neutral zone by the Sun Devil forecheckers.
Utes with a cross-ice pass. Light will just chip it in. Connor Deneen has to eat a check, but he'll chip it out high into the neutral zone. 20 seconds remain on the man advantage. Toe drag from Landa Kusick turns it over at the blue line. Kruk just misses Light. Light still with the puck on his forehand. Eats another check, this time from Deneen, and Deneen clears it all the way down. And that'll about do it for that man advantage opportunity for the Utes.
That's a big penalty kill early for Arizona State, solidifying that 1-0 lead.
Landa Kusick feeling some heat from the back-checking Shaw. He has to dump it in. Utah tries to jumble up their lines back into their original order. Shaw turns it over at the center ice line. It could be a quick 3-on-2 for the Utes. Light trying to toe drag around Hosworth, but he steers him in the corner. Flair trying to get in that scrum for Arizona State with the puck. They're still jabbing for it. High chip from Studioso. Sun Devils in hot pursuit trying to negate the icing call, and tie goes to the runner. Ethan Noonan for the Utes is able to get there.
Studioso decided to go with the 54 degree on that chip out of the zone, and He looked like me on an early Sunday morning out on the links, just thinning that shot. No, absolutely no backspin, and that goes all the way down for the icing.
Sun Devils win it. Janowski with hard rim around. Shaw getting some instruction from the bench saying he has some time and he skates at the puck. Flair looking for that rebound opportunity, but it's kicked away by O'Donnell. Utes come back in the offensive zone. It's a 4-on-2. Shot on, misses wide of Rodin. Arizona State can't have a clean breakout, but they're able to make a change.
Great communication. You could hear it in the background of your mic there, Brett. The bench for Arizona State letting Shaw know he had all the time in the world there, and that's the communication that really can make the difference in a tight game between two ranked opponents.
Studioso near the end of his shift. Trying to fight his way to the front of the net. He centers that one, but it's off the skate of Sam Brickley. And the Sun Devils will have to touch up. Kowalczyk activating from the blue line, creating some havoc in the offensive zone. As he's playing without a stick currently right now, so he's trying to hustle back to the bench. Porter playing it down low. Puck rims around the other side, keeping it in is DeBolt. Snapshot on, misses wide. Kruk trying to bat the puck down, and he somehow kept it in. Lackey walking up the wall. His pass gets taken away, though, by the Utes, but a hard back check by Lackey negates any offensive zone time for the Utes. The Sun Devils back in again. Snapshot from DeBolt goes into the corner. Play's been tilted so far in the Arizona State offensive end as that point shot from Kruk hits a body and goes in the corner. Porter deking around with it to Tillman. His shot gets blocked. He took that one from the high slot where you want to see a guy with a shot like Tillman operate from, and with all that hard work in Utah's own zone, they end up taking a penalty.
Yeah, this line at it once again for Arizona State, just running havoc in the offensive zone. First, Clayton Lackey decides he wants to skate full speed all the way back on defense and break up an odd man rush for the Utes. And then Arizona State goes right back the other way, and it's Damon Porter in the corner at the end of a long shift, working his hindquarters off, and he draws a power play for Arizona State.
Sun Devils will now work on the man advantage. McGrath operating below the goal line. Goes on the right side to Shaw. Shaw, he comes out the other side to Studioso. Studioso's pass gets tipped away, intended for Kowalczyk. He has to hustle for it. Rodin comes way out of his net, and he's able to slow the puck down and give it back into the possession of the Sun Devils. McGrath, he gets it caught up in the referee's skates. Utes killing off some power play time. 40 seconds has elapsed. Shaw eats a hard check from Dylan Dix as he falls down to the ice. Studioso kept it in. McGrath to Edgar. Edgar trying to look across. He has Studioso. His shot gets blocked by Dix. Still loose. Another shot on from Edgar. And O'Donnell is able to answer the question. Sun Devils really off to a blazing start that I don't think we've seen so far in any of the home games we broadcasted.
No, we definitely have not, Brett, and it's one question that we had coming into tonight is how can the Sun Devils take their home ice games and do something with them, and this is exactly how.
Shot on from Tillman, misses wide right. Cleared. In Gretzky's office to the right corner to Porter, giving it back. Work it up to the point now. Lackey. Quick puck movement from ASU. Point shot on from Lackey, misses wide. As there's a couple bodies in front of the goaltender O'Donnell. 30 seconds now on the man advantage. Porter has a puck taken away by Landa Kusick, but only to the center ice line. Utes have to make a quick change, and Sun Devils were a little too eager, and they go offside.
Elliot Plurd, I think, just looked like he wanted to get in the offensive zone a little too quick, and you can't blame him because right now the ice is tilted heavily down in that side of things, and it'd be hard not to want to get into the offensive zone for Arizona State with 20 seconds left on the power play.
Puck will be dropped in the center ice circle, won by Plurd. Tillman had a little confusion. He thought Plurd was going to stay on that wall, but they end up icing it instead. 10 seconds remain, maybe one more opportunity for the Sun Devils.
Yeah, at this point, they're just going to want to make sure they take care of business in their own end and don't allow Utah to set up an offensive zone face-off victory and get their man out of the box coming in late. That'll be hard for the defense to track for Arizona State.
Arizona State wins a draw again, as Stephen Paulo will be coming out of the box, and we're back to 5-on-5 play. Utes unable to make a clean tape-to-tape pass. Allow the Sun Devils to break back in and make a change. Utes on the right side. Millick still with it. Backhand pass in front, and sitting right in front was Benjamin Mickle, but he was unable to get some good wood on it. As Millick is getting gingerly up to his feet. And Utah has to touch up to get back on side as Millick is heading back to his bench. Looks to be some confusion by the Utes as they thought they touched up back on side, so the linesman has to whistle it down. And now I didn't get a good look on Millick on what happened behind the net.
No, it was Damon Porter that came in with a lot of speed defensively and just laid a nice hard check, shoulder to shoulder. He really pushed him up hard against the glass, and Millick's momentum took him up a little bit, and he just fell right on his rear end a little awkwardly, and he went back to the bench, going to get looked at.
Point shot from Hosworth gets blocked by Utah. Light trying to get to the puck first, he does, but he's trying to kick the puck up to his stick, and in the process, Timothy Hoffenkamp for Arizona State takes it away. Hoffenkamp to the right side. Larson, his shot on. O'Donnell has to fight through the traffic to make the save.
Now, if I've said it once, I've said it a million times. We're at Timothy Hoffenkamp. That's a tasty forward for Arizona State. Coming down the ice with some speed. Taking a page out of Damon Porter's book there. He drops that to the winger and then just goes straight to the net. If there's any rebound, he's going to be all over it.
And I haven't heard you that hungry since we went to Chili's last week. Utes break out of their own end. Collecting the puck on the center ice line is Carson Witt. And Dawson ends up taking a hit in the process, and we'll have a penalty. Based on the team that touched the puck was Utah, so looks like the penalty might be awarded to them.
I'd say a slight unfortunate break the way the Utes on that play, Brett. That puck came behind the net. It was kind of coming in at that awkward pace, whereas the goalie, you're not sure, do I go out and play it? Do I stay in the net, let my defenseman handle it? The defenseman started engaging with the forward, and those two kind of got in a bit of a stick battle as Rodin went behind the net to play the puck, and they all ended up colliding, and the referee decides that in the wrong there was the Utah forward White.
Sun Devils go back on the power play for the second time in this period. Draw one by McGrath. Point shot on and goes off the ankle. Looks to be Ethan Noonan for Utah. It's never a good feeling where there's not too much protection right in between the shin guard and the foot. Tough pass to Anel for Studioso on his backhand, and the Sun Devils have to recollect. Studioso on the right side. Rims it around to the far side to Edgar. Edgar at the point. Looks like a shot from Kowalchuk. Gets blocked from the point. McGrath has to settle it down. Another point shot on as Shaw was in front. McGrath bats it down off of a indirect one-timer, and O'Donnell ends up getting a bunch of traffic in front.
And what a goal that would have been if McGrath could have got that one in the back of the net. Looks like Ozzie Smith on my MLB team just trying to lay down a quick little bunt and get to first base.
We'll have to ask McGrath if maybe he's a former baseball player. That was some good hand-eye coordination he exhibited there.
Definitely was.
Could be a chance for the Utes, but Kowalczuk's able to react just in time to take the puck away from Light, or else they had a 2-on-1. Sun Devils out of their own zone. Studioso trying to play a little hide-and-seek with the forechecker Light as he comes in. Ends up eating a check from Odlin. 45 seconds now on the man advantage. Crossing pass to Studioso, and he scores! Brandon Studioso was able to corral that puck and somehow get a one-timer shot on from the pass from McGrath, and the Sun Devils take a 2-0 lead.
Great job by Arizona State taking advantage of the power play opportunity. And how about the sauce on that one? That was a little extra ragu sauce on that pass through the slot. And Studioso making no mistake as he ripped that one into the net before the goalie could get across.
A lot of work was done this week on the special teams. In the second power play unit, they were, in fact, trying to work on a similar play like that where they're able to shoot for that cross-ice pass, and it ends up working to perfection. Kruk has to come and play with the puck on his side of the ice, but he'll get pinned to the wall, and the Sun Devils will try to break out the other side. Puck hops over the stick of Deneen, and it'll go for an icing call as Sam Brickley is able to win the race. Midway through this first period, and the Sun Devils, maybe one of their best starts of the season.
I think quite easily we can say this is the best start of the year for Arizona State. And for the University of Utah now, you need to be doing something simple to get yourself back into this game. You know, University of Utah is a much bigger team than Arizona State. We know the Sun Devils are one of the more skilled teams, rather, and the Utah's best play is to just keep it simple.
Rodin with a nice stop off of a one-timer shot in front by Langenbrunner. As Kruk gets tangled up with Langenbrunner in the corner. Utes walk out with it, though. Deneen back in his own zone, intercepts the pass. Utes have to work again. Point shot on. Rebound in front. Oh, and Rodin with an amazing acrobatic stop as he just throws the palm of his gloved hand, keeping the puck out. And the puck just gets over the line, and Utah with a flurry of chances on that shift.
Yeah, Brett, just like we were foreshadowing, they kept it simple. They got that draw, got it back to the point, and just got a shot through traffic. Nothing crazy. It wasn't a real hard shot. It redirected funny off of Rodin, and then the Utah forward in front of the net was able to redirect it and push that back towards the paint. And from the seat of his pants, Rodin was able to get that glove up there and make a huge save.
Puck will come to the right side. Osworth, D-to-D, and the point shot from Janowski ends up getting blocked, but it goes in the corner. Sun Devils still trying to attack. Utes chip the puck up a little too high off the short ceiling at Oceanside, and we'll have a whistle. Sun Devils switch their defensive pairing on this shift and draw one again by Porter, but a little too strong for Kowalczuk to try and keep it in. Sun Devils try to go back to work on the forecheck. Porter ends up making a couple hits there on that side, but play will continue. Tillman trying to settle that puck down. He gets pushed up against the wall by Paulo. Savvy play from Utah as trying to break out of his own zone was Noonan. He ends up drawing a penalty as he looks like he dodged the check from Clayton Lackey, and they're going to be calling a tripping call.
Yeah, great job. Dodge, duck, dip, and dive right there on Clayton Lackey, and he may have missed that part of the Dodgeball True Underdog Story movie. And he's going to sit for two. A good opportunity late in this first period for University of Utah to get back on it. We saw a little bit of momentum gain on that last offensive zone possession for them. And I would look for them to do the same thing, get some numbers in front of the net and just try to get some rubber on Rodin.
Utes will take control of it off the draw. Short angle shot from Langenbrunner. That gets blocked away by Rodin, and Dick's just unable to keep the puck in. Hoffenkamp. He's able to win the race to the puck a couple of times and dump it in. And now he's going hard on the forecheck. He has the puck. Pass ends up getting taken away, though, intended for Larson, and Landakusik carries it through the offensive blue line. Landakusik centering that in front on the back of the net, fighting for it. Rodin thinks he has it, and it's finally whistled down.
Smart play by Landakusik as he was going behind the net. Try to just throw that thing in front. The defense isn't going to be ready for you to try to throw that back to the near side. The goalie always has a harder time tracking the puck when you try to go low to high from behind the net. And University of Utah jamming away at that.
High chip off the glass by Kruk. Will send the puck all the way down. Utah feeling a lot of pressure on this aggressive forecheck on the penalty kill for Arizona State, but they get the puck in. Studioso's backhand clear gets kept in. Dix with a point shot, a couple saves. That ends up being offside as Dix was not on the other side of the blue line when he played it, but Rodin again, a couple big stops and another reaction save.
A huge save from Rodin there, as I believe it was Hosworth, or rather that was Kruk on the back end playing defense in front of Rodin. He couldn't box his man out, and Rodin not only had to make the first save, but he had to make the second reactionary save on the Utah forward that was in all alone in front of the blue paint.
40 seconds remain on the minor penalty to Lackey. Light on the left side on his off wing. Pass, though, in the skates of his teammate McKay Pond, and puck will have to be retrieved in the corner. D-to-D pass. Trying to release the shot was Alexander King, but it gets sticked away by the Sun Devils and dumped all the way down. Kylie Ram trying to win the race against Noonan in the battle, but Noonan with the numbers advantage is able to have some of his teammates help out. Landakusik on his forehand. He wheels around the offensive zone, but mix some signals and it's a turnover. Snapshot on from Lackey, and O'Donnell cuts the angle down. Porter, fresh off the bench, he scores! A C-nice shot. I think O'Donnell might have been screened by his own defenseman, but either way, the Sun Devils take it for a 3-0 lead.
And just like that, a turnover by University of Utah comes back into their own end. Lackey gets on his horse. You see him get a snapshot off. Doesn't get everything you want, but he was just out here merely foreshadowing for us, Brett, what would come. Same spot on the ice, same shot. Porter just lines that one up and rips it through a screen. You saw the captain for Utah, Stephen Palau, put his hands up in the air. He couldn't believe it. It might have taken a deflection off of his skate into the back of the net, but nonetheless, that's 3-0 lead for Arizona State.
About 3:30 remaining in the first period here at Oceanside Ice Arena in Tempe. Coming with speed is Bo Slater, but he ends up getting bumped into by Hosworth. Zachary Monaco picking out the puck, but isn't able to settle it down. Hosworth ends up taking a tumble, and Janowski takes a hard hit as Utah's trying to respond to that goal they just gave up. 3-on-2 for Arizona State. Shot on from Tillman, and O'Donnell does just enough to fight that off. Hosworth, D-to-D. The bolt shot, and that's a redirection in front by Lackey. Lackey still with it as Porter is getting tangled up with a Utah player in front, but cooler heads prevail. Kruk gains center ice, dumps it in. O'Donnell forking it over to Paolo. Lackey unable to get there as he's impeded by a Utah player. And Hoffenkamp on the back check allows Arizona State to try and break it out. It'll come to Deneen. Deneen ends up turning it over in the middle of the offensive zone. Light, quick hesitation move. Puck kept in by the Utes. Snapshot on, and Rodin has it tucked up against his chest, and he finally gets the whistle. As a commotion in front of the goaltender, Rodin. As both of these teams played a couple weekends ago, and it seems that animosity has maybe carried over.
I think the animosity is definitely carried over. They're very familiar with each other right now after the most recent road trip out there for Arizona State. And the Sun Devils getting off to an early lead. You have a big Utah team that likes to play physical. They're at their best when they have a physical element to their game. So you know one of the first things they're going to do to try to get themselves back in the game after going down early on the road is to get that physical element going, get the boys on the bench riled up a little bit, try to get some energy stirred. And I'd like to see that if you're looking at the University of Utah perspective, because that's a great way to get yourself back into the game. It's just hard because you're going to have to toe that line. Do I take a penalty, or am I just merely stirring it up in front of the net? Right there, a good job to toe that line and just see if they can get underneath the skin of the Arizona State Sun Devils.
Rodin talking with the referee after that last play, but looks like play will commence. Draw one by the Utes, but Kowalczuk's able to react and take it away as he's fighting off a back checker, and he ends up getting taken down. McKay Pond for Utah is going to be heading to the box, and it seems that other side of the coin now of that frustration might be seeping into Utah's game.
I think it certainly could be. You see the big 6'3", 225 Sandy, Utah native Pond come in there, and he thinks he's going to have a direct lane to that puck. But it's the veteran Zachary Kowalczuk who decides to get on his horse and establish that body position, which caught Pond a little off guard, and he decides to reach in with that arm and pull Kowalczuk down. And the referee was in prime position right behind the play to call that a penalty, and Arizona State goes right back on the man advantage.
Rodin showing he's very comfortable with the puck as he even deked that he was going to make a pass, ends up moving it to the other side of the ice. As the Sun Devils coming in with speed, but Edgar unable to corral the puck. Kowalczuk. McGrath to Studioso. On the right side, snapshot on. Gets blocked up into the air. And Noonan for the Utes will clear it all the way down, and they'll go for a wholesale change. 60 seconds remain in the first period. Here's Arizona State trying to get their full first unit out from the bench. Porter turns it over in the offensive zone. That would be dumped. Landakusik could be the first person there, but Rodin again comes out and sweeps it away from danger. Flared. It's a nice area pass to Porter. Shot on from Kruk gets blocked, and Sun Devils not too much going on this man advantage opportunity as Rodin has to play it again. Lackey gets it caught up in the skates of Landakusik, but he's able to toe drag the puck and keep it. Quick shot on, misses high. Maybe one more chance as Porter cycles it back down and unable to keep it in as play expires.
And I think we can definitely look at that for Arizona State and say that was easily the best 20 minutes that they've had so far this season, Brett. And 20 minutes that going into this game, if you said you could walk out of the first period up 3-0, would you take that? I'd say, yes, Howie, I want that deal.
After the first 20 minutes of play, Arizona State with a 3-0 lead over the University of Utah in the first game of two this weekend here at Oceanside Ice Arena. And we'll be back in just under 15 minutes to bring you live second period action here on Arizona State Hockey YouTube. Welcome everyone back to Arizona State Hockey YouTube's presentation of Division I Men's Ice Hockey. I'm Brett Vaughn alongside Niall Cooper. And after the first 20 minutes of play, Arizona State with maybe their best start to the season with a 3-0 lead over Utah. Utah finishes off that remainder of that penalty they took in the first period, and we're back to 5-on-5 play. Puck will roll its way to neutral ice. King will dump it down, and Kruk has to retrieve it behind his own net. Studioso gaining speed on the left side. He hits the brakes, trying to find the redirection of a streaking to Bolt, but it was just too high. Noonan flips a puck into the offensive zone. Plurd was going to be whistled down for a hand pass, but a Utah player touches it up first, so no whistle. The Bolt has to be careful as there's a Ute player coming off the bench, and it's a 3-on-3 as a shot on from Light. Rodin had to fight for that rebound that he gave up off the initial shot from Light, but he freezes it.
A little bit of action coming into the crease there at the end as well. Rodin, a good job making sure he covers that up. The big goaltender for Arizona State. He's played well so far this season. All the goaltenders so far this season for Arizona State have played pretty well, Brett.
Porter wins the draw. He's been really good in the circle so far tonight. Tillman ends up wanding his stick over the puck and can't clear it, but good effort on the back check by him. Allows Arizona State to break out. Porter, short angle shot on, misses. Tillman playing it back down low, a give and go play with him and Lackey, but they're unable to connect, and the Sun Devils will have to regroup. Lackey starting from a stop, and his quick snapshot on misses high. In the corner, Palmer activating, but puck will get taken away. Pass behind Paulo, and he's able to get there in time, and icing's waved off. Palmer rims it around to Lackey. Lackey feeling some pressure from Landa Kusic as the puck's caught up in his skates. Trying to find it, Lackey unable to take it away from Paulo, and his cross-ice pass to Pond gets taken away. Tillman, shot on. Blindly put out in front by Porter, but no Sun Devils are there. The Utes go the other way. Landa Kusic with speed on the right side as he's trying to work it to his forehand, but gets a weak shot on. Pond, up to the point to Music, but his point shot misses wide. Another opportunity. That time misses high and out of play. 17:09 left in the second period. Been pretty even the start in the second period, and for Utah, they're just trying to halt that momentum of Arizona State that was built up in the first period.
Yeah, and so far a good job by Utah, not really allowing Arizona State to dictate the pace of play, but now they're going to need to take that good defensive effort and apply it in the other direction.
Point shot blocked. Kylie Ram stretched pass to McGrath, and McGrath gets the puck swept away from him by Music. Music hard chip off the boards, and that's going to roll easily for an ice. Offensive zone draw for Arizona State. Couldn't be kept in by Hosworth. Noonan trying to headman that puck up to Slater. He ends up eating a check from McGrath and gains the center ice line. Nahara getting ridden into the corner by Hosworth. McGrath gets some communication from the bench, allowing him to brace for that hard check coming from the defenseman Ethan Light. Play continues. Utah coming around to the right side now. Pass intended for Worth, but it's just out of the reach of him. Utah regrouping in the center ice zone. Antonio Najera for Utah, one of the few players in the ACHA from Mexico. He's based out of Mexico City and really showcases how hockey is a global game. Alex Demon for Arizona State, only can get it out to the center ice line. Rodin just elects to stop the puck with 15:25 in the second period.
And you want to talk about expanding the global game, Brett. Not only is that the only international that they have, but also you look at number 7, Alexander Garcia, the native of Brisbane, Australia. He's come a long way to travel to Oceanside Ice Arena to play tonight.
Draw one by Hoffenkamp. Kowalczyk having some trouble trying to run the puck around. We'll get some support from Hoffenkamp. Puck's halted though when it was a nice defensive team effort by Light and Paulo of holding that blue line. Hoffenkamp centering that out in front for Jet Larson, taken away by Light. Benjamin Mickle centering that one in front, and they score! As it was a streaking Wyatt Light for the Utes as he was doing some work in his own zone, and he cashes in on the other end.
Dawson Rodin right there, blinded by the Light as he came in with a lot of speed. A good job off the rush. University of Utah capitalizing as they've been able to really nullify anything from Arizona State this period.
One of the guys the Utah Utes coach, Morgan Feeney, highlighted was number 29, Benjamin Mickle, who was the assister on that play, and he did a good job of showcasing that hard work that his coach was mentioning to me earlier today. Utes showing a little bit of life here in the second period as they've cut the lead down to 2. Dix playing it over to McKay Pond. Landa Kusick backhanding that in front, taking an extra whack at it on the goaltender Rodin, and we'll have a whistle. Utes actually played last week, and Arizona State had it off as the Utes played Arizona State's in-state rival, the Wildcats, as there's another goal by the Utes. Ended up being in an offensive zone draw win as a couple whacks at it, and Landa Kusick puts home the rebound. And now all of a sudden the Utes now have pulled within 1.
And just a weird play for Dawson Rodin as that first shot comes in, the rebound kicks out into the slot, and then Rodin has a hard time moving from his left to his right as Landa Kusick's able to pick that one up nice and quick and just turn around and fire it at the net.
What I was mentioning before that goal happened is the Utes played the University of Arizona Wildcats last week, and it was some tight contests they were involved with the Wildcats in. And sure enough, they've tightened the game up here in Oceanside with only being down 1 goal. Arizona State's first line out, trying to swing the momentum back in their direction as point shot from Kruk gets kicked in the corner by O'Donnell. Porter centering that in front, but no one's there, and it'll play through. Nice move by Tillman on the toe drag, but it's saved by the noggin of O'Donnell. Another shot on, blocked by Utes player. Kruk can't throw it down in the zone. It could be an odd man rush for the Utes, but end up playing the puck offside as Connor Tillman in an unusual spot, a forward playing in a defensive position, but he does enough to negate the chance.
And how about University of Utah coming in and playing an amazing road game here in the second period, really turning it up when they needed to the most. And you saw they kind of laid the seeds there at the end of the first period, Brett, when they were getting physical. They were playing with an edge. They're letting Arizona State know that they weren't going to go away easily. And they've come out here in this second period, played some good defensive hockey, and they've just been opportunistic and scored when they needed to.
And the trainer's coming out now for Utah as the goaltender Patrick O'Donnell is coming to the bench. As it might have been maybe that high shot Tillman took up near the head kind of neck area, but the goaltender O'Donnell is getting some help off, and so now we're going to be having a new Utah goaltender, and we'll see how the dynamic's going to change.
Yeah, tough break there for O'Donnell as he gets just a weird injury and now having to step in ice cold off the bench as Andrew Kelly as he'll look to keep his club alive here, keep that momentum going for the University of Utah.
Never the easiest position playing goaltender in the sport of hockey, but also coming in without having faced any shots since you maybe faced some an hour or two ago during warm-up. Coming off cold of the bench, and we'll see how that progresses. Benjamin Mickle out there again on the ice. As the Utes will dump that one in, and Rodine's going to have to do his best impression of Buster Posey and freeze the puck.
I'd give him A+ job on framing that one. Definitely looked like a strike on the low changeup in the dirt. I think even Joe West would have agreed with us there.
Porter wins it again for Arizona State. Hard rim around. Lackey senses some pressure, and he'll skate that one back in his own zone. Palmer's pass intended for Tillman, and Tillman's able to react to have a second chance at possessing the puck, and he dumps it down. Janowski back to Kowalchuk. Janowski trying to force a pass through, gets deflected, and the Utes will dump it back in. Turnover, Lights shot ends up fanning on it. Icing waved off. Sun Devils try to finish off a change. It's a long change here in the second period, a little farther to go. At the point, Janowski to McGrath as he found him on the back door, but McGrath didn't get good wood on it. And a chance goes begging for Arizona State. Landa Kusic's shot gets redirected up and out of play by Rodine.
How about an A+ vision there from Janowski as he, out of the corner of his eye from that left side of the point, sees winding up McGrath all ready to go. He had that stick up in the air. He wanted that one, and he got it right in the wheelhouse. Just mistimed that puck because it was a bit of a tough angle coming in across his body. He really had to be perfect when he hit that one.
Draw one by the Utes, but shot ends up going high by Langenbrunner. That point shot on Rodine, and he makes another stop. That'll make it 18 saves for Rodine so far tonight. Landa Kusic dekes through Kylie Ram. Off the draw, has the puck. He cycles it down low. Langenbrunner trying to jam at it, but there's a couple Arizona State players there. Landa Kusic walking out of the corner. Osworth keeps him at bay to the outside. Landa Kusic tries again. Wrist shot on, and that whistles high. Dix keeps it in. That squirts through the crease. Up to the blue line with McGrath, but puck gets taken away. Utes come back in. Landa Kusic. Backhand, forehand, trying to jam at it. Rodine meets him at the post, and it's finally whistled down. As Utah, with a couple shifts, really pinning Arizona State in their own zone.
A couple great shifts for the Utes, and you saw Landekusic coming in there. He did a nice little triple deke and then even threw in a fourth deke at the end. I guess you'd call that the quadruple deke, at least. That's what I remember from geometry when you get to that fourth-sided square object. And Rodin, a great job to get that pad back over and secure the post. Meanwhile, Jack Hosworth came around doing his best Bobby Orr impression when he caught that post on the way out. And maybe a good thing he did catch the post and pull the net off the moorings so the officials could whistle it down and didn't have an opportunity to try to make a quick reactionary call on the goal.
Almost midway through the second period, and Utah's really been taking control. That point shot on from Rodin is saved. Sun Devils right now, again, bench up in their own zone. They're really trying to look for maybe a big play by somebody. Studioso, cross corner dump, something that maybe changes the momentum as they had such a great first period and haven't been able to really follow up as Shaw's fighting his way to the net, jamming at it, but it'll make the first stop for the goaltender, Andrew Kelly, who's come in relief for O'Donnell, make a stop. Stretch pass from DeBolt, but the puck was rolling on him as Studioso was on that far blue line calling for it. Deke. Following up in front was Studioso as Plurd did almost half the job as he delivered the puck to the front, and Studioso tried to clean it up. Plurd on the left side. Studioso by himself winds up and fires, and Kelly has to make sure he has that puck in his glove hand, and we'll have a whistle.
How about Andrew Kelly's first big save opportunity on a 1-on-0 in front of the net, and he rises to the occasion. Not a goaltender of the biggest stature, but you can clearly see it's all about the fight and the dog, and he was up to the occasion right there for University of Utah.
King wins a draw, kept in by Palmer as Deneen, the third forward high, allows him to get an opportunity, but he misses the net. Odd man rush for the Utes. It's a 2-on-1, light shot on, and Rodin snags it. As it looks to be a couple of players entangled after the whistle. A little bit of that feistiness carrying over from the first period, and now for Arizona State, some adversity to respond to.
Definitely the adversity is definitely there to respond to. I was going to say, however, the fight right now from University of Utah, they're looking to stay underneath the skin of Arizona State, but you can tell they're trying to stay a little more on top of it right now and not take any sort of penalties. They worked hard to climb back into this game and get it down to a 1-goal deficit.
Stretch pass finds Jet Larson, but he was trying to deke around the sliding Josh Navarez, but the defenseman is able to close the wickets. Light. Game's starting to open up now as he's trying to fork his way through, but a back-checking Kowalchuk takes it away. Deneen ends up taking a hard hit from Dix on the center ice line. King to the right side. Shot on, gets blocked by the stick of Palmer and out of play. 9:03 in the second period, and those quick 2 goals by the Utes in the second period have, one, maybe invigorated Utah, but then also, two, maybe kicked the pants of Arizona State a little bit to get in gear as now the game's started to open up in these last few minutes.
Game's definitely starting to open up right now, and you can tell that Arizona State's a little bit stunned, as it wasn't too long ago that they had a 3-goal lead in this game, and right now it's all University of Utah. And University of Utah really against the ropes in the second period when you think about there's an injury to a forward in the first period. Then they lose their goalie. They're down 3-0 on the road. Arizona State's playing their best home hockey we've seen so far this season. And the Utes have shrugged that all off their back and are looking like a ranked team that we expected to see.
Hosworth just clears it out of his own zone, but it gets thrown back in. Janowski, cross-ice pass in the skates of Tillman, and that extra effort, Tillman takes the puck in. Utes will just chip it to center ice. Janowski, D to D with Hosworth as his pass gets batted down momentarily. And Landakusic will throw it down. Rodin ends up turning it over to Landakusic. Landakusic with some space. Has a short angle shot on, blockered away by Rodin. Puck in the corner. Porter banging bodies in the Arizona State zone, but Sun Devils carry the puck out. It's a 3-on-2 to Porter. Porter's shot falls off the rebound, and Kelly's able to snag it.
Once again, Kelly not getting any easy saves to make so far in the second period, as he's had to rise to the occasion on first a breakdown in front of the net and a quick little 1-on-0, and right there, a 3-on-2 turned 2-on-1, turned shot from right in the middle of the slot by Damon Porter, one of the better Sun Devil forwards.
Shots have evened up so far after the discrepancy and advantage of the Sun Devils in the first period of play. Sun Devils operating the offensive zone, and Kruk's point shot makes it to the goaltender Kelly, but no traffic in front, allowing him to make the stop. Utah makes a last-minute change as they didn't like the matchup they had out there. Draw one by McGrath. Edgar drags some defenders towards him to Bolt. High shot on. Loose in front. Oh, man, and a sprawling block by Dix as the puck fortuitously bounced to Kylie Ram, and he was sitting there with a wide open net, and Dix blocks it.
I think Tyler Kylie Ram probably could have pulled out a piece of cloth there and done his best Van Gogh impersonation of that 4x6, as he had all day to look at that thing while he was trying to settle the puck down. And by the time he decided to get that shot off, the defenseman was just able to help break up that shot a little bit. And another great scoring opportunity for the Sun Devils goes begging.
Utah, quick opportunity, but Kruk is able to sweep the puck down. Utah trying to respond after that golden chance for the Sun Devils. High slap shot on, misses wide by White. As King ends up passing the puck into the skate of the linesman, and the Utes will have to break out of their own zone. Odd man rush, 3-on-2. King, backhand shot on, rebound loose. Rodin's able to find it through a couple of the bodies in front. And with 6:41 remaining in the second period, the Sun Devils holding on to a 1-goal lead.
And it wasn't too long ago, Brett, that the Sun Devils took a 2-1 shot advantage coming into this period, as they were up 16-8 in the shot clock coming into the second period. And right now we're all knotted up at 25 shots apiece. University of Utah really pushing hard, and Rodin having to step up for Arizona State.
Palmer passing it out to Braden Shaw. Shaw gets around Paulo. Shaw pushed up against the boards. Plur trying to help him. Estudioso comes in maybe a little too hot and looks to be a delayed call against the Sun Devils. As it's a 2-on-1 opportunity for the Utes, and they score! Alexander King puts it home with the extra attacker for the Utes as they tie the game up.
And you want to talk about undisciplined play there, Brett. If you're the head coach for Arizona State, Tate Green, right now, you are absolutely fuming inside. The Sun Devils had the puck in the offensive zone. Shaw had it in the corner, was getting support from a winger, and Studioso was all the way at the blue line watching them work in the corner, kind of off in no man's land, not really in a good position to help offensively, whether he was looking for a shot, certainly too far away to step in on the forecheck, and then he comes in way too hot, takes a penalty. Utah gets that extra skater on, And then it's the veteran Zachary Kowalchuk who comes all the way across the neutral zone towards us and lays a hit on the guy that comes fresh out of the box. Another penalty assessed to Kowalchuk on that very late hit, puts him out of position, allows University of Utah to get an odd man rush the other way, and all of a sudden it's a tie game, and University of Utah on the power play with a chance to take the lead.
Puck gets cleared up into Utah's bench, and one of those wacky rules in the ACHA, when there is a delayed penalty call, even if the other team scores, that penalty is still honored. So with Arizona State out here having to kill off a penalty after a big momentum second period so far in favor of the Utes as they tie the game up.
Certainly a tale of two periods right now.
Lando Kusick cutting through the middle as he'll cycle it back up towards the point. In the corner below the goal line. Centers that one out in front, and the redirection from Pond misses high. At the point, Langenbrunner dusting it off for Mickle, but shot gets blocked. Minute has elapsed so far. Dix's point shot gets deflected by a stick and out of play.
You can feel the energy right beneath us has been absolutely sucked out of this Arizona State bench, as they are completely on their heels in this tilt right now. And Utah feeling themselves up as they've retaken the lead in the shot clock.
Utes don't win the draw initially, but some good hustle from Lando Kusick allows them to operate. At the point, Noonan to Lando Kusick, but he's unable to handle the puck. Some pressure by Deneen applied by the Sun Devils, but they can't break it out. Light winds up and fires, and it's blocked by Palmer. Another shot on from King misses high. Light turns it over. It's possible 2-on-1. Demon streaking hard. Shot on from Deneen, ends up missing wide. Sun Devils trying to kill off the rest of this penalty. They go for a change. About 5 seconds left for Studioso before he can hop out of the box. Utes dump the puck in, and the Sun Devils are at full strength. Lando Kusick on the corner. Unable to deke around Hosworth, as Hosworth is showing him towards the boards. Porter, his pass gets taken away. Shot missing high from Pond. As he was going to the bench, puck is able to find him, and he plays it back to his defenseman Noonan. Utah going back to the attacking end. Light will carry the puck out as the Utes finish off the change. Dix. Pass in the legs of Lackey, but they get a second opportunity to break it out, and they do. Light unable to get around Janowski. A short angle shot from the corner. Hits the back of the net. Dangerously centered out in front. Quick shot on from Nahara, and Rodine's able to make a routine stop.
And back behind the play when Utah was taking that puck and carrying it in the offensive zone, just out of the corner of my eye, I could see Ryan Worth and Clayton Lackey getting into it. Ryan Worth was the man who started everything when the Utah was down in the first period, getting underneath the skin of Arizona State. And you can see he's still clearly affecting the mindset of this first line for the Sun Devils, as they've been very emblematic of how the game has gone so far for Arizona State.
Sun Devils win the zone draw clean with speed. Kylie Ram centering that, but it gets blocked. Caught up in one of the skates of the Utes. In the corner. All the way over to Kylie Ram, to McGrath as they're working down low. Kylie Ram centering that for Edgar as he's jabbing at it, but Kelly is able to hug the post. Just a little over 2 minutes and 30 seconds remain in the second period, and Arizona State have been able to generate too much offense in this period, but they're in the offensive zone currently, and they're hoping to maybe ship in a goal just before the end of this period. Draw one by the Sun Devils. At the point, Kruk fakes the shot. Looks for the redirection from Kylie Ram, and he gets it, but the redirection misses. Edgar on the back check, supporting his defenseman Kruk. Kylie Ram supporting as well, and the Sun Devils can break it out quickly. Ryan Edgar. Cross rim pass to DeBolt. DeBolt just backing that one down low. Edgar to McGrath. McGrath pass takes a weird hop off of Kylie Ram's shoulder, and an alert Kelly was there to make the stop.
And you have to wonder if that was a set play in practice right there, Brett. The classic throw it off the noggin of your forward and redirect it towards the goal. Maybe we can call that one the Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, it looked like maybe a corner kick play was involved. I thought I saw the right hand of McGrath maybe was moving down to let him know he was going to go ahead and attempt the kick.
Very reminiscent of one of your favorite players, biggest goals of his career, Didier Drogba.
That shot from Studioso hits a Utah skate and out of play. As under 2 minutes to go, and for the Sun Devils, offensively, what do you think has been maybe lacking so far?
Well, I think this period they came into it just wanting to kind of rest on their laurels. They had such a successful first. It almost felt too easy at times, and you could see that it was just a perfect storm of University of Utah picking it up.
Shot on from Hosworth, and that ramps up off of a stick of a Utah player. Kowalczyk, as the Arizona State defensemen, are starting to be a little more aggressive. Studioso pass it in the skates of Kowalczyk. He has to dump it down, and Utah breaks out with speed. King churning the legs, drops it for Light. Light centering that in front, but King wasn't ready for it. Shaw ends up blowing a tire and just will softly play the puck in the offensive zone. About 60 seconds remain now in the second period. Benjamin Mickle, he eats a hit from Kowalczyk, and he centers that one in front. Rodin's able to make the stop and trying to redirect it out of the zone. Noonan only is able to get it out to the center ice line. Light gets thrown down by Kowalczyk. As the puck still caught up in the skates of Light. As they're either trying to dislodge it or maybe look for a whistle, they end up going for the first option. Light skating back in his own zone. Two Sun Devils are there, and he ends up taking a hit from Plurd behind the net. DeBolt waiting for Plurd to get back onside. The Sun Devils are still offside. 5 seconds remain. Landa Kusick takes a hit from Lackey, and that'll do it for this second period.
And that's a tough second period to take, Brett. And at the very end, we saw Arizona State really kind of taking some liberties. I think, personally speaking, very lucky they didn't get called on a penalty on that last shift, as they were taking quite a few hits late behind the play, and the referee's kind of letting it play out. We'll see how that chippiness kind of translates when we get into the third.
After the second period of play, it was all Utes in the second period, and they've tied the game up at 3, and we're in for a wild one here at Oceanside Ice Arena, and we'll be back to bring you live third period action on Arizona State Hockey YouTube. And we'll welcome you back to Arizona State Hockey Tips presentation of Division I Men's ACHA Ice Hockey. I am Brett Vaughn alongside my partner in crime for tonight, Niall Cooper, and there's a tale of two different periods in this hockey contest. The first period, the Sun Devils came out blazing, maybe their best first period of the year. And in that second period, the University of Utah really responded to that adversity they faced in that first period. Maybe got their bus legs underneath them, but either way, they end up tying the hockey game, scoring 3 unanswered, and we're going to have a nice, tight contest here in this last stanza. Ethan Noonan comes back in his own zone and reverses it back to his partner Dix. Light. Eats a check from Studioso. Utes in the offensive zone. Shot on, as it was a free shot on for Benjamin Mickle, as no Sun Devils were around, but he just couldn't hit the net. Kruk dumps it in on the goaltender Kelly. If you're just joining us, the starting goaltender for tonight, Patrick O'Donnell, ended up leaving with an injury, and Kelly had to come in midway through the second. Light has to keep his head up, as coming hard at him was Kowalchuk. Somehow with it is Ethan Noonan, as he plays it over to one of his forwards and goes for the change. Puck bandied about. It'll find Porter. Porter on the treadmill, stops, but he ends up overskating the puck and losing it. Icing waved off. Takes a weird hop off the boards. Kowalchuk has to be alert to it, but it'll find him. Puck maybe a little too slick out there, but not really handling down for anybody. Porter by himself, unable to get around Paulo, as his partner Dix is able to get the puck. No call on the play. Amanda Kusick gains center ice, snapshot on, blockered into the corner by Rodin. Trying to play that one up for the Utes, point shot on, and Rodin makes a stop. 17:41 left.
Nice fast-paced start to this third period, Brett, and I think you mentioned it when we were coming into the period, how different things have been so far in this game from the first 20 minutes to those middle 20 minutes. Really been impressed with what Utah's been able to do coming from behind so far tonight. They've shown a lot of resiliency.
Puck kept in by the hard work of Milik and Nahara momentarily. If at anything, although Arizona State breaks it out, they are unable to come to the offensive zone with speed. Weird hop off the stanchion, and Kelly, the goaltender, had to be careful. He was behind the net, and it was a wide open 4x6. DeBolt pumps it out of his own zone, and he ends up taking a old-fashioned hip check from Paulo. Milik trying to retreat for it. Kruk skates out the other end, goes off the linesman's skates, but it'll find Kylie Ram, and he dumps into the corner. Alexander Demon for Arizona State. Puck kept in by this fourth line for the Sun Devils. Jet Larson shot on. Saved by Kelly. DeBolt. He will recollect. The Sun Devils will try to regroup. The redirection tip from Demon will find a Utah defenseman, and the Utes possess it now. Both teams changing their lines. Fresh off the ice is Hosworth, but neither team really able to generate anything. And we'll have an icing on that play, and After that shift, it ends up favoring Arizona State with the Aaron Eisen pass by Utah.
A good opportunity on the offensive zone draw coming for the Sun Devils, and right now it seems like both teams are kind of in a position where nobody wants to lose the game right now. Both teams are trying to play a little more careful. They don't want to give up any crazy odd man rushes the other way against them.
Arizona State wins a draw, trying to get something going in the offensive end. Game up for grabs here, 3-3. Shaw walking out with it. Still with it, tight turn. Working its way back up, but pass intercepted by Utah. At the boards, Plurd with 3 Utah players there. And the puck will find its way to the other side. Kowalchuk pinching in, but unable to get the puck. It's a 3-on-1 for the Utes. Light shot on. Rodin with a big stop as a couple of players find each other in front of the net, and a couple of them are getting really familiar with each other.
We've got some helmets on the ice loose out there, which is something you don't see every day in the ACHA.
And with such a tight game, 3-3 into the last period of the game, both teams have to be really careful between the whistles.
Yeah, you certainly don't want to take a dumb penalty right now and give the other team an odd man opportunity on the power play. And at the same time, if you're Arizona State, you see a guy coming in hard on your goaltender, and you have to defend that man and get in there and let them know that they're not allowed to take that real estate in front of the net easily. And I'm curious if we're going to see the officials hand out any penalties here.
As the captains for both teams are at the referee's circle trying to get the word, and looks to be one of the referees signaling to both benches it's going to be 4-on-4. What that penalty looks to be, since both teams took one, the faceoff will be outside of the Arizona State end. So now with some 4-on-4 play, both teams are going to be able to showcase their speed. Head coach for the Utes, Morgan Feeney, did mention to me that when they played 2 weekends ago in Salt Lake, that was one of the things he took away from this Arizona State team, was how fast and their pace of play. As Rodin ends up getting taken down, so we're going to end up having a delayed call as the shot on from Plurd ends up getting stopped, and a bunch of commotion out there on the ice, and it's finally whistled down. We're going to see what we're going to have here. It looked like initially it was going to be a Utah penalty, but now the referees are signaling a penalty possibly against ASU. And it looks like that'll be the case, and so now I did end up missing the signals. It'll still be 4-on-4 according to the linesman down on the ice surface, and I was kind of excited there. I was expecting maybe a 3-on-3. We don't usually see that until overtime.
No, that would have been something pretty fun to watch for us up here. I'll tell you, it's not too fun if you're down on that bench. The head coaching staff right now for Arizona State absolutely livid that they gave up a chance at a power play off of what was a relatively soft call on behalf of the official, but nonetheless a completely pointless play by Braden Shaw to aggressively lift the stick of the defenseman away from the puck.
So it's still 4-on-4 play happening. Sun Devils are in on the attack, but they end up getting cleared all the way down by Noonan. I'm not too sure if he knew what the situation was, or maybe he just felt there was too much pressure building, and so they wanted to have a face-off again. Under 15 minutes left in this third period. It's a tie game, and It's also some tied penalties, if you will, as both teams taking coincidental minors at the same time, and which is why we have 4-on-4 play. Kruk ends up activating. He'll stop and halt King, but King gets it back. Shot on with traffic in front of Rodin. Both teams jabbing at it. It'll come out to Tillman. Tillman's pass ends up going behind Lackey, and icing's waved off. 60 seconds remain on 4-on-4 play. Noonan back around to Landakusik. And he'll try to turn on the Jets coming out of his own zone. Landakusik trying to shoot that one through the legs of the defenseman Kowalchuk to have a unintentional screen for the goaltender Rodin, but it gets blocked. McGrath skates out of his own zone. 3 forwards out for Arizona State right now. Plurd kept in by Kowalchuk, and it ends up getting blocked by a sprawling Pond off the bench for the Utes. Walking the line, Kowalchuk again, snapshot, he scores! No traffic in front, probably a goal that the goaltender Kelly would want back, but the Sun Devils regain the lead.
And they don't ask how, Brett, they ask how many, and what a huge goal for Arizona State. It's been a while tonight since we've seen them get one in the back of the net, and that one did not come easy at all after all the penalties, the physicality, the after the whistle commotion we saw, but Kowalchuk does a good job just walking in the slot, taking the space that's afforded to him. If you're going to give the man, it doesn't matter if it's a defenseman forward, this high slot to just walk into and wrist one, then you need to go and take that, and he did a good job with that opportunity, ends up finding the corner of the net.
About 10 seconds left on 4-on-4 play. Puck's in the corner as there's a rugby scrum down low in the Ute zone. And both players are back out. Utes having some trouble negotiating the forecheck, but they're finally able to and take it out to, at the very least, the center ice line. Cross ice pass by Hosworth finds McGrath on the right side. Drop pass wasn't received well by Kylie Ram, and they turn it over. DeBolt, he intercepts the pass. McGrath by himself. DeBolt trying to support his forward. McGrath dumps it down low, but ends up getting taken away in the process by Dix, and now he skates out. And unable to get that pass was Slater for the Utes. Referees instructing the players to move the puck. Kylie Ram with it with no pressure. It'll find Alex Demond, but he turns it over at the offensive blue line. Offenkamp will slow it down, and he'll rev the engines now. Cutting through the middle. Protecting the puck. Backhand in front, takes a weird hop off of a skate. Goes into the corner. Shot on from Kruk, gets blocked. Offenkamp, snapshot on, loose in front, and they score! Signal from the referee. I'm not sure who ended up getting it, but either way, the Sun Devils get that insurance marker, and I think it's Connor Deneen. He's the one leading the line.
And you love to see it. Connor Deneen, the veteran presence out there on the forward group, the fourth line getting some ice time, and he just gets in front of the net. He parks himself there and says, I'm not going anywhere. You get the shot through traffic, and then it just squirts out right in front of him, and Deneen just heavy on his stick. A good job to force that one back towards the net, and he gets it into the back there, and a couple veterans for Arizona State, Zachary Kowalchuk and Connor Deneen, getting some big goals to give them a 5-3 lead in the third period.
And also, too, is great on-ice vision, as Janowski showed it in that second period on one play of him not forcing a puck through towards the net, taking the shot, looking for a pass, a redirection, and then ended up working in spades as he was able to find someone on the back door. Sun Devils responding in this third period as they gave up 3 straight goals in the second period from the Utes, but they've answered back, scoring 2 of their own. You can hear it from up here. The message from head coach Tate Green on the bench is for all of his team to keep working. This game isn't over yet. Flirt in on the forecheck, working on Noonan. Puck up for grabs, and the Utes just get enough to get it over their own blue line. Osworth has a passing lane for Shaw. Shaw unable to fight his way through 2 Utah players. Dix. Toe drag around. Area pass for his teammate Light. Light is finding his way through. Rebound in front. Rodin with a couple saves. Puck kept in by the Utes. But as an errant pass by Light allows Arizona State to get a couple fresh guys on the ice. High stick by Plurd as he's clutching his chest as he took a indirect stick up high, but he looks to be okay working his way to the bench.
A great job on that last offensive possession for Arizona State by Braden Shaw. I thought maybe we saw Nathan Chen out on the ice for a minute there, Brett, the way he pirouetted around the defenseman to get out of the way of the check from the big burly Utah forward. As we all know, you were slick on your skates back in the day. I'm sure you can appreciate that.
Absolutely, and I can tell, too, he takes care of his skates. He probably sharpened them today. 2-on-1 for Arizona State. Snapshot on from Lackey as he was trying to go short side, but Kelly did just enough to shrug his shoulder up and make the stop. Just a little bit over halfway done in this third period. Sun Devils with a 2-goal lead. Janowski keeps it in. Quick shot on, hits a couple skates and goes to the corner. Light to the headman pass for Mickle. Mickle's shot on, steered into the corner by Rodin. Light. Talk about pirouetting. He still has the puck on a string. Shot on from Noonan, ends up missing wide. Lackey just flips it out. It's a 2-on-2. Porter dropping it for Tillman. Tillman trying to fight his way through and ends up getting taken down. Game opening up end-to-end a little bit. As that shot saved by Rodin. In the corner, it's Kruk and Slater working on each other. As activating from the defensive end is Kowalchuk. Kowalchuk unable to get there, but he ends up taking the man, not the puck in that case, and getting up his dicks. Kylie Ram gets it out. It's a quick pass back from McGrath, but puck goes nowhere. Lackey's been out there for a bit. Works up to the point. Kowalchuk to McGrath, back to Kylie Ram. To McGrath again. Oh, what a play! Maybe the play of the season. Oh, unselfishness showed by everybody on the ice. And my, oh my, maybe a SportsCenter top 10 play.
I think that might just be the definition of tic-tac goal. Would you say so, Brett?
Man, I'm shedding a tear up here on the press box. Unbelievable from that line. Guys that don't normally play with each other, Kylie Ram, McGrath, and Lackey out for Arizona State, but they somehow had that continuity to make that play.
Just great chemistry on the fly between the three of them. A heads-up play, looking for the right scoring opportunity, and Clayton Lackey making no mistake after two sublime passes to open him up.
So after that second period that Utah ended up coming out tying the game with, Sun Devils have answered the bell in this third. And what a roller coaster of a game we've had so far here at Oceanside. Offenkamp wins the race to the puck, fresh off the bench. One of the hardest workers on the Arizona State's team on the forecheck there, but unable to get some support from his teammates at the time. Shot on, misses wide from Langenbrunner. In the corner. Langenbrunner trying to center that in front, but Deneen's the first one to the scene and will chip it out. Rodin hops up using that big 6'4" frame of his, and we'll have a whistle.
Rodin looking like World Series champion Dansby Swanson, just getting his glove underneath that pop fly to center field. Rodin's definitely had more than a handful of tough saves though tonight, Brett. That's a nice little break for him to get an easy one. He's had to be a big force between those pipes for Arizona State, especially during that second period.
Utah throwing it back in, but it ends up going to the Arizona State bench. As with 7 minutes remaining in this third period, down 3 goals now, that task is going to be a little bit harder for Utah to chip away at the lead.
Well, if the way this game is going is any indication, it's been 3 for Arizona State, 3 for Utah, 3 for Arizona State. Sun Devils better not let Utah score again, or we might see a flurry of goal-scoring opportunities.
Puck controlled by the Utes. Sticks. Ladles it over to Light. Light couldn't get it all the way down deep, though, and DeBolt will turn the puck over to the other side of the ice. Sun Devils looking to be a little more cautious now with this 3-goal lead, as they're having those forwards set up to be a little higher up in the zone as icing's waved off. Shaw and Plurd try to play up to the point, but DeBolt was trying to be a little too safe, but it's a turnover. Light gets his way around Janowski, but Rodin's able to poke check the puck.
Great back check by DeBolt. He couldn't get the puck in deep, but he skates all the way back into his defensive end and breaks up a loose chance right in front of Rodin.
Utah goes for a change, allows Janowski to break the puck out. Tillman. Backhand pass for Lackey, gets pinned to the wall and unable to release his stick to get the puck. That's another tip play. Sun Devils trying to just get that puck down in deep into that offensive zone of theirs and just not allow Utah to generate any speed through the neutral zone. Seems to be working so far as the Sun Devils playing a little bit of keep away as the deep pairing of Kruk and Kowalchuk pass to each other a couple times, and it's finally carried in by Tillman. Tillman with the drop pass. Lackey plays it down below. Tillman is the higher forward of the two out there, and he's able to break up the pass for the moment. Under 5 minutes remain, but icing's called on the Sun Devils, and so it's going to be another case where there's half of a line out there for the Sun Devils in the defensive zone.
Yeah, and most importantly, the defensive pairing for the Sun Devils has been out on the ice for a long time. So this is certainly a chance for Arizona State, if you get the puck, to not do anything cute or complex, to just do something simple, get the puck out of your zone, and get a line change.
As the referee, usually the linesman you'll see really policing the face-off circle, ends up being the back referee blowing that one dead, as looks like both centermen weren't ready, and now we finally have a legal draw. Shot centered in front, kept in by the Utes. Jamming at it in the corner, looked to be Landa Kusick, but Rodin's able to put his glove on it and get a whistle.
Rodin once again rising to the occasion. That was the 38th shot on goal the Utah Utes have gotten tonight. And so far the theme this season for the goaltending tandems for Arizona State has been seeing a lot of rubber.
And Rodin looks to be asking for some time from the referee, as it's his left leg he's trying to stretch out. Pretty rare to have one goalie being changed, let alone maybe having both teams having to take out their starting goaltender.
Yeah, that's not something you'll see very often. Not sure if Rodin's going straight off here or just going to get checked out by the training staff. With the game he's put in so far tonight, it would be a shame for him to have to leave at this crucial crux of the game when he's really been the backbone of ASU being able to stay in this game. It looks like he's going to give it a go. And while you never want to see someone go out there and injure themselves trying to be a little too proud, it is an opportunity that his teammates will love to see from Rodin, gutting out what's a really important game tonight for them.
Osworth, hard rim around, kept in by Dix. He'll just elect to fire it right away, but he turns it over. Tillman trying to find Lackey as he was streaking behind the defense, but the pass gets blocked. Pond will play it up to his partner Navarez, but that shot gets redirected and out of play.
Rodin taking off his glove, giving a thumbs up to the bench, letting him know that he's good to go for the last 4 minutes and change here.
Both teams will be playing tomorrow night, and you can find it here on Arizona State Hockey YouTube. It's going to be another 8 p.m. puck drop for another contest. If it's anything like this one, it'll be action-packed. High point shot on from Music, ends up going off the boards and out of play.
And that'll be a souvenir for one of the young potential future Sun Devils over there, Brett. Always my favorite thing as a kid was being able to get a puck at the game. That and a slice of cheese pizza.
Well, I know nowadays you're a little more sophisticated, really looking for that carvery station, getting your prime rib or roast beef on.
Oh, yeah. Nothing like pro tip for all the folks at home. If you can mix a little half and half, half roast beef, half turkey, I'm telling you, it's going to change the game.
Well, Thanksgiving is coming up, so that could be a possibility for some of our viewers.
Although I've never tried it cranberry sauce on there, I will say, with the Thanksgiving twist. So, you know, that's a little concoction at home you can work on.
Never been a big cranberry guy. I've definitely missed my grandmother's scalloped potatoes with that cheese. You can't beat it.
Man, that sounds good.
Maybe we're just hungry up here. I think that's why we can't focus on the game as play continues.
I'm hungry for a little hockey here with 3 minutes and change left, Brett.
Janowski gets ridden to the boards, and Rodin makes a routine stop, but near the end of this game with the Utes down a few goals and the Sun Devils trying to protect the lead, looks to be a little less after the whistle action.
The Utes have shown already once tonight that it only took them a couple minutes to score 2 goals. And with 3:30 on the clock, you know this game's definitely not over with the quick offensive prowess that Utah possesses.
Chip off the glass from Kowalchuk will find the puck in the neutral zone. Paulo dumps it in, icing waved off. McGrath, give it to Kylie Ram. He kicks it out of his skates to McGrath, but that drop pass almost got taken away and forces the Sun Devils out of the zone. McGrath to Kruk. Kruk gains center ice. Elects to dump the puck in to the other side. McGrath getting it from Edgar. McGrath centers out in front. Hits a stick. Tough one for Kowalczyk to handle on his backhand, but he does just enough to get some help from Edgar and dump it down. Kylie Ram's redirection out in front and stopped by Kelly. Utah State with now under 3 minutes left. Might be a little too tough to pull the goaltender. Maybe you'd want to wait until you close that lead a little more.
You certainly want to wait until you can at least get that puck in the offensive zone before you're going to pull the goalie, but we've seen in recent years in the game of hockey that pulling the goalies early is a popular tactic nowadays for head coaches.
Janowski, he ends up electing to just try to bank that one off the boards and pop it out in front, but doesn't work the angles that time. 3-on-2 for the Utes. Landa Kusick ends up running into his own player there. Can't get the shot off. Noonan ends up healing the pass, and the Utes will have to touch up. DeBolt fakes the pass up. He'll just look to pass the puck into an area, negating the icing call and getting out of his own zone. Landa Kusick. His pass to Pond, not as clean as they wanted, but they get the puck in anyway. DeBolt. Over to Shaw. Shaw couldn't find it as the puck was behind him, and it's kept in. Landa Kusick. Wrap play. And it looks to be stopped as play continues. Shaw can't get the puck out. Will finally be cleared out. Now Tillman with it in the offensive zone. Fakes the shot, but it's read by Noonan as he negates the pass and skates it out of his own zone. Kicking out to Landa Kusick, just out of the reach for the forward. Hosworth to Kruk. Kruk has some time and space and will just elect to chip it out. And the stretch play to Connor Tillman. Tillman snapshot. Misses wide and rims out of the zone. Under 60 seconds remaining in the hockey game. Benjamin Mickle to King. King snapshot on, and Kruk, one of the best defensemen defensively for Arizona State, gets his stick in the way and blocks the shot. About 50 seconds remain, and Utah maybe possibly one more goal, but you have to imagine both teams have to be disciplined to make sure they don't carry over any suspensions or penalties into the game tomorrow night. Light works it up to the blue line, takes a shot himself, but Rodine's able to fight through the traffic. Puck pops out to Clayton Lackey. Lackey has a step on Paulo. He ends up getting taken down hard to the ice. Light with the puck. Onto the center ice line with Alex Demon. 15 seconds remain. Five seconds now, maybe one more opportunity for the Utes coming in. By himself is Nickel. Nickel takes a check, and that'll do it. A crazy game here at Oceanside for the first of two against conference rivals, University of Utah, and the Sun Devils prevail.
They certainly do, and Brett, an absolutely amazing game here tonight as we get the camera all squared away on us. Good job tonight by everybody for Arizona State. A huge win as they faced a lot of adversity in that second period. We saw an interesting first 20 minutes where they maybe played their most complete 20 minutes we've seen on home ice so far this season, and then almost kind of gave us the reverse of that in the second period when they really couldn't put much of anything together, and University of Utah really took over at that point.
What do you think now was the key for Arizona State in a hockey game? There's going to be some different swings of emotion, swings of play, and they're somehow able to keep that ship righted, although it wasn't the full 60 minutes performance they wanted tonight, but they still come out victorious.
They certainly do, and it's going to take time to put together a 60-minute performance. It's not just going to happen overnight like that, and I think being able to overcome that adversity they had in the second period is really crucial. They're playing a team that's ranked higher than them in the ACHA, coming into their barn. All of a sudden they're on their back heels after going up 3-0. It's a 3-3 game, and the goalie on the other teams have been pulled. All of a sudden there's all these different winding factors, and I think it was the veteran experience for Arizona State that really stepped up in that third period and kind of solidified them as a team and allowed that group to go and win this game 6-3.
Niall, 9 goals were scored in this one tonight, so plenty to choose from for your player of the game.
It's really tough tonight. There's so often we mention the goalies. Once again, I have to mention Rodine between the pipes for Arizona State. He had an amazing game. Looked like he might have been nicked up at the end. Guts it out anyway as he sees 41 shots tonight, saves 38 of them. Wonderful performance by him. But I got to show some love to one of the veteran leaders on this team, Connor Deneen. He comes up clutch in the third period, scores a big goal in front of the net, gives them that insurance marker, a little bit of breathing room. Anytime he was on the ice tonight, he was playing great. He was hard, forechecking well, making smart, reliable plays, which is exactly what you want out of him. For me, Connor Dineen's my player of the game.
Great to hear, Niall. It was definitely an action-packed. Felt like I was on a Six Flags Magic Mountain ride for all those changes in emotion, but it was a fun one no matter what here at Oceanside Ice Arena. And just want to let you guys know that tomorrow's broadcast will be with these same two teams at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Before we leave tonight as well, I want to say thank you to a very special group of people that helped make this broadcast possible. For our cameraman tonight was Adam Chismar. Our technical producer was Pamela Liao. Our audio engineer tonight was Cheryl Lee. And one final special thank you is to our executive producer tonight, Ricky Sams. For my partner, Niall Cooper, I'm Brett Vaughn, reminding you of tonight's final score. Arizona State over the University of Utah Utes by the score of 6-3. Thank you so much for tuning in, and so long from Oceanside Ice Arena.